at will.
Yashin moving into the slot, now drives it into Hoffman. He fanned in the shot, and here's a 2-on-1 led by Nolan. He has Forsberg with him. Lefebvre jumping up into the play. They score! Nolan will get the goal, but I think he was trying to make a play, and it simply slid off his stick and fooled Beaupre in the process. Goal number 25 for Owen Nolan.
Well, when things are going right, this is the sort of thing that happens. On the boards, Hoffman simply fans on the puck. Now Nolan gets caught here. He takes too much time and wishes he would have made the play sooner. But when you got 24 goals and you've had a pile in the last dozen games, things just seem to keep going right for you. Head up and everything else, but a fan shot, and somehow the puck finds its way under the arm of Beaupre. Ottawa unlucky, Nolan lucky. The result's a tie, but I also picked Pittsburgh to miss the playoffs. So.
Well, you win some, lose some. Here's Sakic. He didn't shoot. Fed out front, they score. Owen Nolan. And that's two not classic goals for the leading scorer in the NHL, but the Nordiques are back on even terms.
Well, once again, the luck of the Irish on a Sunday afternoon, one day after April Fool's Day. Nolan has not had two decent shots on net yet, and he finds himself with 2 goals. It just goes to show you what happens when you get some confidence and when you shoot from anywhere. Nolan's looking the side of the net, and he simply whacks the puck. Now, guys during practice, Don, will regularly put pucks as close to the goal line as they can and see who can put it up top and put it in. Now, that one is about a foot off of the goal line. That's not easy to do.
His rink-wide pass bounces off a stick. He goes after the puck himself and then dumps it to the corner with Netskash going back after it. Netskash is hit. Out front for Basson for Nolan. He's got the hat trick.
And Nolan got a couple of goals on strange plays, and then he had a couple of great scoring chances where Beaupre stopped him. But he causes this goal here by taking the body and then coming back to the front of the net. All 3 members of the line involved. The check's happening behind the net. Watch Nolan come out on the left side of your screen. Bobby Basson with a very heads-up play. Patience, discipline, and composure, and some instigation on the part of Nolan generated that scoring chance, resulted in the goal.
Basson is checked. Forsberg has the puck. He's trying to get away from Gaudreau. It goes back to the net for Nolan. Nolan with 3 goals this afternoon. Now Forsberg steals. Nolan gets it. A backhand try. And that was kicked out by Beaupre. He did a good job of simply standing his ground against Forsberg and Nolan as both comes Nolan. He moves it ahead for Kovalenko. Kovalenko whips it around the boards to the other side for Sakic. Sakic takes a hit in the corner, and then a penalty is called as Nolan comes in against Vial, and the 2 of them drop their gloves, and they're going to go at it. Vial trying to get that right hand free. Now Vial lands a couple of lefts. Nolan connects on the left. The linesman staying out of it, letting the 2 fire away at each other.
Well, Nolan and Vial had a couple of discussions throughout this game. And this is the way the conversation ended. Well, once again, I talked a little bit earlier on in the game about Yashin and Dake getting involved physically and what it does for the rest of the guys. Same thing for Quebec. You got a guy like Nolan. Sure, he's got a mean streak. Sure, he's bigger, but he's also leading the National Hockey League in goal scoring. When you see that kind of reaction from a guy who's known for scoring goals, you say, well, I guess we all got to pick up our socks in different areas. Viel tripped here as he's trying to readjust his shirt.
A final score of 7-5. Here's Owen Nolan's winning goal in the 3rd. Owen, tell us about it.
Well, we just dumped it in. We found out that we're having a lot of success dumping it in, forechecking, and you know, Bob Basson just made a heads-up play. He gave it to me, empty net, very unselfish, and you Peter passed it out from the corner. I think the three of us are working real well together.
That's an understatement. 21 points, 15 goals in your last 11 games. To what do you attribute your great success, Owen Nolan? That's the new nickname.
Well, definitely I got to give my whole team a lot of credit. We're working real hard, and we're gelling together real well. And especially Peter and Bob Bass. And I mean, the three of us are just trying to do our best out there, and it seems to be working real well.
Now, Wendell Clark's injured, but some say when Wendell Clark arrived, it made Owen Nolan play bigger. Is there something to that?
Well, I mean, Wendell's got a lot of character, and he's a great role model for a lot of guys in the team, and you just try and look up to him and see what he does in practice, and he works hard in that. And, you just try and do what he does.
Now, you're huffing and puffing right now, and let's show you why, because people don't understand how much a fight can drag out of somebody, and it does drag a lot out of you, and you had a set to late in the game with Dennis Vial. Let's talk about that.
Well, as you can see, Dennis is going after Joe, and, you can't have your top players getting hit like that, and Dennis was doing that all night, and, this is my mistake right here, is trying to fight after a long shift. And,
you had him when he was down,
Yeah, but, that's not good, and, it just starts from that. I mean, you can't have guys like that hitting your top players in the team.
Now, this is your 5th season in Quebec City. You've seen a lot of losing here. Did you, at any point, you just say to yourself, boy, when's this thing going to end? I've had enough.
Well, I've had a lot of frustrating seasons here. Our team's been losing a lot, and I definitely know what Ottawa's going through right now. But, we're winning a lot right now, and it feels good.
League leading scorer in the National Hockey League. Did you set any goal at the start of this shortened season?
Well, I just coming back from the injury, and this is my first season since it, and I just wanted to have a good season and have a good season for the team as well.
You bet. You can't ask any more than you've done. Owen Nolan, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go upstairs.